It's Mom and Pop Video Shop.
Welcome back to the Mom and Pop Video Shop. I don't have the sweet sultry sounds like Jay the Dead does, but
that was heartfelt though. Yeah. It was beautiful. I literally thought you were doing "Welcome Back, Kotter" for a second.
I started to, and then I decided to do our theme song.
Welcome back.
And so I'm doing it on the fly. But at any rate, hey, I'm Joel.
I'm Tyson.
Clever, devilishly clever.
And this is another episode of
Yeah, we were great. Somebody's first video.
Yeah,
they
were
were
like,
watching us.
These guys.
Yeah, with their
edit some of this shit.
Yeah.
This sucks. Anyway, no,
you gotta
seriously.
try. You gotta experiment, man.
I'm Tyson,
I'm Joel.
and this is another episode of Retro Movie Review, or
Yes.
Retro Movie Recommendations, as I sometimes
Yeah,
like
because
to say.
I mean we're reviewing. We are reviewing these movies.
Yeah.
But we're not like critiquing them.
But
like,
the
you're
idea
here,
is you rushed into
Yeah.
the Mom and Pop Video
Yeah.
Shop. You came to us,
Yep.
and you need something to rent real quick.
And you need something, and I don't know what he's picking. He doesn't usually know
Yep.
what I'm picking. So the fact of the matter is, like for instance, this episode, you know more than I do as I'm standing here right now because you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, you obviously made the conscious choice, for better or worse. You're probably thinking for worse now that you know what this movie is,
and
I don't.
honestly, they may be thinking for worse because I have a feeling this might be a somewhat controversial episode.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact that I feel like with this particular pick, and you guys already know what it is, some people like it, and I think a lot of people don't like it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like straight up. I hope he picks something I hate because I want to have an episode or two. Not that I would just do hate for hate's sake, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want someone to come across like we're shills. Although I'd argue if you're being a shill for like 30 and 40-year-old movies, that's sad on like a whole other level. All right, here we go. I don't know what this is. What is it?
It's from 1981.
Okay, that's a
And
good
it
year.
is based on the Peter Straub novel Ghost Story.
Okay, so this is kind of hilarious.
You've never seen it?
I've seen it more than you saw Better Off Dead. So
Okay.
if you're seeing this and we've already had the Better Off Dead review, like I presume we have, he hadn't seen Better Off Dead. Ghost Story, I know I saw part of it.
Okay.
But I do not have a memory of seeing it like from beginning to end. So I will say, as far as I'm concerned, I have not really seen it. So I know, like you're saying, like some people really like it. Some people, doesn't it have like these four old dudes?
Yeah,
in it?
we'll talk.
That part I vaguely remember.
We'll get into it, and I know that you, as the film historian that Joel is, will,
Okay.
you'll be able to.
Except for when it comes to the years of certain movies coming out. Am I right?
They're still way better than us. But. So the cover,
Yes.
says the time has come to tell the tale, and that it is based on the terrifying best-selling novel by Peter Straub. I'm going to get this out of the way right now, and this may offend some people as well. I have tried to read.
I did
Peter
try
Straub's
to.
novel.
I tried to.
Did you struggle a little bit?
I struggled.
And here's again.
It was really well written.
No
I just
offense to
didn't-
Peter
Yeah.
Straub. I've tried to read a couple of his things.
Yeah.
And
Like some people click with you and some people don't.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
I
tough
really
for
like
me.
Dean Koontz books, but I know a lot of people don't like those. I like them, and I'll just rip through them. Obviously King, but it's like there's some Richard Matheson's another one I obviously just always get in. But yeah, like I tried Ghost Story, and I think I also tried. Is it Coco? Isn't that one of his?
The only other one of his I tried to read, it had a different title, but it was made in a movie in the 70s too about lady loses her, it's British, I think. Lady loses her kid and then rents a flat, I think in England, and it gets haunted. It was like the girl's name or something.
Oh, not Audrey Rose.
No.
That's not The Haunting of Audrey Rose.
I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway,
whatever.
It is what it is. On the back of the Ghost Story VHS,
Yes.
which by the way I received, I can tell you the exact
That's a
year.
nice box though. I like that.
1997. I got this for Christmas.
Well,
This
that's
is
a
my
great shape,
same
dude.
copy. So
That's
I
a
had this.
really good shape.
My mom got me
Nice,
this,
nice.
which is part of the reason that I'll probably give this the score that I will as opposed to other people. But we'll get to that. So, on the back of the box, Ghost Story. Put together a gloomy New England house, a dark night, and four of America's legendary leading men, and you have all the ingredients for a classic ghost story. The spine-tingling motion picture stars Fred Astaire, Melvin Douglas, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and John Houseman as members of the Chowder Society, which is
Yes.
a freaking awesome name. I'm sorry, I like
Oh
it.
my god, I feel like that's so unfortunately named.
As members of the Chowder Society, a group of hale and hearty fellows who get together each week to share incredible tales of horror. However, real fear and terror begin to stalk the foursome when they discover that one of their most frightening stories is actually coming to life due to a horrible secret they all share. One by one, the membership of the Chowder Society begin to die mysteriously, and the past begins to reveal itself in a manner far more deadly and chilling than any ghost story ever spun by by the group. I think the idea of 4 old guys
Yeah.
getting together in tuxes once a week and drinking brandy in an old ass mansion.
Yeah.
and
I like that vibe.
trying to
yes.
scare the
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
out of
yeah,
each
yeah,
other, telling
yeah.
stories like
Yeah.
that is my life goal. I want to be like an 85-year-old alcoholic with only 3 friends left and get together and just tell stories and drink and smoke cigars and try not to be the first one to die in the group. That's
I mean,
that's
it's
it for me.
a good goal.
That's what I want.
Goal.
Aim high and never give up.
So here's the thing. I get not a lot of people like this movie for several reasons. I'll start with one of my biggest, I guess, detractors. For whatever reason, like the music in this just doesn't work for me.
I can relate to that.
It's like, no, you can't.
Because the movie I made a long time ago, I hate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, no.
It's not like that. It's not
Here's
like
the thing. They had the budget and the opportunity to score this. It was just stylistically, they made decisions that it's more like, it almost has like a carnival sound, I think.
Oh, I know what you
There's scenes that
mean.
it could be scary,
yeah.
even if you didn't have any music. But instead, you know what I mean? Instead, they just, again, just to sit for...
It's funny how it's like those little things, though.
I'm probably nuts, but for whatever reason, music didn't work for me. But now on to the things that I do love. I love the idea that they've got 4, pillars of the acting community to come together for, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3 of the 4 of these, I think John Houseman is the only exception. I think this was their last movie.
Oh, wow.
Fred Astaire, Melvin Douglas, Douglas Fairbanks Jr.
Wow, yeah.
I'm not sure if, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think if we were to look at their IMDb pages, they didn't do anything after, nothing major anyway, after 1981's Ghost Story.
Yeah, I will take your word for it.
But it's still, and I think that kind of leans into the idea of the 4 older guys at the end of their lives, like I think there's something to be said about actors like that.
Well, I
coming
just
together for this type
total
of project.
side note, not to derail the review, but we just went and saw Thelma, which if you haven't seen yet, definitely should check out. It's got June Squibb. She plays a 92 or 93-year-old. She's the protagonist. In real life, she was, I believe, 91 when they made the movie. So legit. And Richard Roundtree, I believe it was his last movie before he passed away. He's like her friend. Yeah. And highly recommend Thelma if you're into sort of like indie, quirky comedy movies where it feels like an action movie if it was a bunch of like octogenarian and whatever you call people in their 90s. That's the vibes. But my point is, I get what you're like that. There's something about thematically too about that idea of like into life. Do you even have any worth left to people?
And it adds a touch of class, and I think that they needed that touch of class.
Yeah.
The other cast, Craig Wasson, who we'll recognize from
Nightmare 3. Yeah.
Dream Warriors.
Yep.
He's in it, and if you've seen
and
this...
Body Double.
And Body Double,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
If you've seen this, you know that there's one particular scene where you see a lot more of Craig Wasson than you expected to have. It's rather
Is it Alice Krige, isn't it? Or
and
Krige.
that's what I was going to say.
I by the way, yes, I sometimes mispronounce names.
I say Krige.
Is
I'm
it
gonna
Krige?
go with
Okay.
Alice Krige. Okay, and that's the thing. If there's any saving grace to this film,
it's her.
It is her performance.
Oh, dude.
She's amazing. She is sexy as hell in this. And
you know who'd agree with that?
Who?
Her son in Sleepwalkers.
Say what now?
You're right. Gross. But no, she looks amazing in this. She is, and that's the thing. Say what you want about the rest of this movie, but as an entity, as a ghost, as a vengeful ghost, her performance in this is
Cool.
brilliant.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I can visualize. I know there's an effect with her corpse or something. Because I remember seeing that in Fango from years ago. So like I'm very familiar with the movie, and I know I had seen parts of the old guys.
Yeah.
You know how that sounds, right?
We often lament about remakes.
This could absolutely. Well, it's not a remake. That would be source material that they could redo.
No,
Yeah,
exactly. But
a miniseries.
Again, I
even.
don't want to take away though from again Fred Astaire and Melvin and those guys. It's cool to see them collaborate on
But
what.
you could do that today. You could have like this old group.
And here's the other thing to dive just a little bit deeper on this.
Terry O'Quinn, Tim Thomerson.
Let's look at
Lance Henriksen. That'd be my Chowder Society, brother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's look
Keith
at,
David.
When I
that'd be
say
cool.
the years 1978 through 83, and we're specifically thinking about the horror genre, what am I talking about? What do you think of between 78 and 83. What kind of
Slasher films.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the heyday of
Of course it
slasher
was.
films.
And this does go against.
Exactly, and I think
Yes.
that was part of it too. But so kudos.
And I like the cover. I
to
do
these
like that.
guys trying to
Yeah.
make a creepy ass,
Yeah.
atmospheric,
Yeah. Gothic kind of.
vengeful ghost story
Yeah.
revenge film.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So most
now-
importantly, what is your.
Well, I know we're going long here, but you brought up the effects, and I think this is one of those movies that I have to
was
take
that
the time.
somebody famous who did the effects? Was it
Dick
Oh,
Smith.
that's right. I knew it. Okay. I didn't think it was Rick Baker.
Nope.
But it was Dick,
Dick Smith did the effects, and so Alice Creed's performance and Dick Smith's special effects
Are the reasons to watch it. Got it.
to watch Ghost Story.
Cool.
So absolutely. So here's the thing: tape rating, purely because of C&D. Tyson personally gives this 3 tapes.
Okay.
Okay. I think more realistically, most people are probably going to come in at a 2 on this. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some that are probably going to hate it, and it'll be a 1 tape, which in our case means you're going to watch it, come back, and want your money back from Joel and Tyson. Mm-hmm. I hope that those of you that appreciate some of the things we've discussed won't hate it that much and will at least come in at a 2, but only time will tell, and you can let me know in the comments.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so
Anything
I'm
else?
not rating it for the obvious reasons because I haven't seen it. So,
Okay.
but I will watch it at some point. I need to. That's one of those I feel like there's certain ones like when you've seen a crap ton of horror flicks,
Yeah.
and then there's those ones where you've got the holes, and it's like, why did I never? Like that feels like one that I should have seen.
Yeah,
and that's
this
one
is
of those.
definitely one of them.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got for 1981's Ghost Story. So guys, thanks for coming by the shop, and remember, at Mom and Pop's, our love of
Obviously, Sleepwalkers.
and Alice Krige never stops.
Mom and Pop's Video